points in the game.
One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Washington State lined up to kick it off and get this game going. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Fresno State's offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down, taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see another day like last.
Oh, he's got some space. Inside and he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Coming out with it, it's Pride. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. The Cougars offense will go to work for the first time. They are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback in this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful, they wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. The Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Lost to fire on second down. Gets into the back. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Let's step back here and chat a little Washington State. Great pickup on the defensive front. 3-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And
intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
They go to the ground. Breaks into the open. Got some room, entered to the goal line. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. The Bulldogs will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll run it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Running play to the left, looking for the end zone here. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Fresno State. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing.
There he goes! And he's brought down after a huge completion. And the Cougars want to crank the tempo.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
I don't like the play call. You're down this much against the best run defense in the entire country. You're just smashing your face against the wall. You're not going to get it done. To win this game, you're going to have to throw the ball to get back in it.
Looking to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. And very important, not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. Now the lead is down to 11. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They've come out red hot already with a 14-3 lead. Leaves it with the back. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Quarterback making adjustments. Back to pass, it's Ramsey. Quickly to the tight end. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. And the Bulldogs will line it up on 1st and 10.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is done.
Coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the... Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. They've got the screen set up. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Well, this offense will screen you in a variety of ways. They'll throw receiver screens, tight end screens. The running back screen also a big part of what they like to do, like you just saw there.
Gonna look downfield again. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
What a start for this offense throwing the ball. I love how they've come out in this game, and they've been aggressive. They've already scored a touchdown, and here they are taking another shot and getting a big play. If you're on defense, you have got to find a way to slow this quarterback down.
Sets up the screen. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead and they're trying to hold on to it. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Excellent job by the kick coverage team, a pretty minimal gain on that return. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make it.
They'll move the wide receiver. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
And there you see the bind that the RPO play can put a defender in. That linebacker had to make a decision. Was the running back going to get the ball? He thought so, so he bit up, and that allowed the slant to be thrown in behind him.
They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. First down for this offense. They'll try the right side. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Well, I think for that play to work, you need to have some access and cushion and coverage for the receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him, and tackles him for no gain.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. What a first quarter they've already put together. Up 21-3 and going for more. Pulled it, finds his man on the left. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose, and I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Handoff to the single running back. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another...
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Fresno State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, what a nice touchdown run, and this is a team effort, right? It's got to start with the offensive line to give you that crease, and then the wide receivers start to kick in, and the running back, he handles the rest. Nice touchdown run.
Washington State, 3.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Now they'll run it to the right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll leave it with him. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
Well, I know he was struggling to get going early in this game. That right there, though, was easily his best run so far. And this is one of the more talented running backs you're going to see in the entire nation. They need more runs like that to get this offense going if they're going to win this game.
Washington State will have to boot it away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. Let's see what he can do with it. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air, it's Ramsey. With the catch, it's Harmon.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. He slings it deep to the left. Got it! They will score! Touchdown, Bulldogs! He's no stranger to the end zone, his 50th career touchdown grab.
Doesn't matter who's calling plays, doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You throw this guy's direction if you want to win games. He is a difference maker. He's one of the best in the nation. 50 touchdown catches is incredible.
That's just incredible production and just sustained production consistently week in and week out in the lineup. You know, you're going to throw him the football, you know exactly what you're going to get. What an unbelievable number to hit.
Leaves it with the running back. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Motion from the wide receiver. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got him downfield. So important to convert these 3rd downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42. Wazoo headed to the line with another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. He lost one down the sideline. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. Washington State sends out the punt unit. Catch is made at the 15. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. Fresno State takes over, and the offense will go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do, build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because...
There he goes! He's up to 86 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. They'll ride the hot hand. Breaks the tackle. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Give to the single back. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Ramsey. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Didn't even consider running the punter out there, going for it. 4th and long from the 48. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes a grab past the marker. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it on their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Makes the grab. It's Harmon. They stop him just a link or two short of the 1st, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. And the Bulldogs have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. The give from the gun. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. Fresno State right back to the line. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. He wants it all. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3, and we're only in the 1st half.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Fresno State. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's busted. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the 1st down. To the air on second down. Complete in the middle. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15. Looking to throw on first down. He's going to fire deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Well, will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Hines is back in the middle. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. The Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to throw again. Under fire. Just gets rid of it before the heat.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Lofts one high and deep. Touchdown, Washington State. They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
Let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
Unloads to the wideout. On target over the middle. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. And they've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
To the air. It's Ramsey. Going deep. He's got it at the 25. They'll ride him out of bounds after the good pickup spotted at the 25-yard line. Down to the 26-yard line and a first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. Snags it. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. Quick stop and play for this timeout from the offense. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He might want another play. He's looking to throw. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. From the gun, running back on the move. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Looks like you've had a very enjoyable day there today in Pullman. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're gonna see every route in the route tree again in this second half.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Nothing went right in that first half in the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where...
He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Makes the catch at the 30. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. Back to throw, it's Ramsey. Under fire. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Offense in a bunch formation. Back to pass on second down. Fires to the big fella.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
They'll leave it with the lone back. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
This is one of the top 10 offenses in the nation in getting first downs. To do that, you gotta have balance. You can't always throw for it on third down. You've got to be able to run it as well. And they've got a dude in the backfield who just knows how to move the chains.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And this QB is dialed in. You've already seen the passing ability to make plays down the field. But how about this? Running the option as well. The diversity in this offense, really hard to stop, and he's having a day.
Out of the backfield, he's open. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the tailback. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of pay dirt. Fresno State right back to the line. Slams it ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Fresno State. I mean, the way this team has dominated this game, impressive to say the least.
And it's cool now because you're kicking the credit of them so bad, you start to put the backups in, and all them get to get juice and get to get some playing time, get some feel good. And the other side, well, they're just taking it right to the face.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. Grabbed in the middle. It's Musket. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the the money. You just have to make that catch. So now it's 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Turning it on! And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Wow, this offense is just stuck in the mud. They've already punted 4 times, and it's 3rd down now. Trying to pick it up on the ground. And the defense knew exactly where that 1st down line was, and they stopped him short. Washington State will have to boot it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. And nobody able to handle that punt. They'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. Fresno State takes over in the offense. Will go back to work. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Running to the left. Still on his feet at the 25. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
The Bulldogs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play.
Another good run. Man, he has been picking up yards in bunches today. Jesse, showing off all the skills.
And he's showing no signs of slowing down, David. This guy just gets better as the game goes on. He is a beast.
And you see those balls in practice sometimes. They're just off the mark. You don't know how to control it. You don't know what goes wrong, but sometimes QBs miss, and it's an incompletion.
Pressure coming. Got his man downfield. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. Fresno State back to work with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping him up, getting him on the ground. Take away that run game. Make him one-dimensional, put him in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
And the Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Catch in the middle, it's Lemon. They've got enough for the 1st down, and they're in the red zone at the 20. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Trying to set up the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. The Bulldogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. He'll do it himself. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football. That time on the option play, I know he doesn't pick up the 1st down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect it.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And they take it in for 6 more points. If this dude were a kitchen knife, you would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Finds his tight end. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the 1st down play. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Off play action. Fires to the middle. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
They boot it away. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Sends it back in motion. Throws it back. Got his man on the right. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. Some penalties hurt a little bit more or a lot more than other ones. That one wipes out a huge gain. And here comes the offense on second down. Making side adjustments here. Looking for a man. It's Ramsey. Gets it out quickly. Oh, he's got some space. And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
I tell you, I love the mentality by this offense right now. They've got a pretty big lead. They're still being aggressive, taking shots, and they're finding the matchups they like. Man, they're taking advantage right now.
A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Power football with the run. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
Fires downfield, and they will score. Touchdown, Fresno State. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. Fires on the move. On target to the left. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Offense in the sumo set with the big boys. They'll move the tight end. They'll go to the ground. Finds his way for 3 out to the 33.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Washington State sends out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Hauls it in at the 25. He's brought down, but a real solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here comes the Fresno State offense onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Fresno State right back to the line.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football. You preserve the...
He's got it along the sideline. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. They'll make the stop, and he gets 4 on the play balls at the 25. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Here comes 3rd and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. The give to the left side. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Fresno State hoping to convert on 4th down. Trying to keep this drive alive. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Just a Baryshnikov-like move on the sideline to tap that toe and get the 1st down. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Tight end now in motion. Trying to barge in. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Vaughn. Finds his man, it's busted. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They kick it away on 4th down. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Fresno State takes over and the offense will go back to work. With this big push and they're working with Jesse, they're ready to send these fans toward the exits.
And you know the coaching staff has got to be so happy with how this offense has been able.
Breaks into the open. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. It's complete to the left. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and this offense is threatening with a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Motion from the wideout. Off play action on first down. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game. He's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. Tight end in motion. See how the D reacts. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Looking for the end zone. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
He'll bring it out. It's Baker. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Dropping back, it's Vaughn. Here comes the heat. And here's a fumble way behind the line. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover. And the quarterback just ran out of time there, and they were able to knock it free.
Quarterbacks have got to do a great job keeping two hands on the football, especially in passing situations like that, because you know defenders are swatting at the ball, even if you can't see them.
And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Washington State, 10.
The returner will field it and try to get some field position. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
Fires to the wideout. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. They bring him down strong. Effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a period on this one.
Personal foul. Roughing the kick. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Back to throw, it's Vaughn. He wants a big play here late. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready